order to back and fire on the freedom of speech committee.
Thank you, Dolphins, for your support. Make crack like this. Make crack like this. Make crack.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Pono here, Overtime Athletes. What I wanted to do today is share with you what a sample routine would look like if I was training a sprinter or somebody who wanted to get faster. So let's get into the rundown. First and foremost, obviously we'll go through a warm-up. I'll do a series of activation drills to activate my hips and the muscles that I'll be utilizing when I'm sprinting, as well as lengthening or putting on stretch some of the muscles such as my hip flexor that I need to be obviously flexible or loose to be able to get that full hip extension, and other muscles that could inhibit me from sprinting faster. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from the top down, and I'm gonna start with the arm pump technique just to make sure that my technique is fresh and I'm firing on all cylinders to be able to get that down. Next, I'm gonna move into top speed mechanics, still warming my body up for an all-out sprint. I'm gonna do a top speed mechanics where I'm really focusing in on performing that tight cycle. As you can see, I'll go through a series of A skips, B skips, single leg cycling, things of that nature, so that I can go ahead and make sure that my mechanics are down and sound. Moving on, I'll get into the meat and potatoes of my actual workout. I'll move into acceleration technique. So usually what I start off with is a series of 5 to 10 yard sprints, depending on what I'm actually coming out of. If you're coming out of the blocks, if you're a football athlete coming out of the 40-yard dash, if you're a baseball athlete coming out of your 60-yard dash, I wanna focus on the start. Most sprinters tend to see when they're, in a quick instance, increases in their actual sprinting by just developing a great start, or that first 5 yards and the mechanics and angles associated with that. Next, after acceleration technique, I'll get into more of a supplemental exercise that forces or fixes my acceleration deficiencies. So if I'm somebody who's not getting proper angle, I might do some kind of jump back start or some kind of falling start to ensure that I'm getting the right angle when I'm sprinting. Then what we'll do is we'll get into the actual lifting of the program. In this particular workout, I added some contrast training where you'll perform a set of deep squats for 3 repetitions. And then immediately following that, I'll utilize that heightened nervous system from the squat and transfer it over to a med ball broad toss. So really one all-out pop, mimicking how I'll look when I'm coming out of my sprint stance. Main thing here is I'm gonna stagger my feet and really try to mimic the same angles as I would as I'm coming out of my start. I'm gonna do 3 reps of that. We're gonna go a total of 6 sets of those. Next, I'm gonna break off into a unilateral strength lift. One of my favorite for speed is going to be the elevated reverse lunge. Why? The elevation obviously increases the range of motion of that lunge. Also, with the reverse lunge, I really focus on pulling through that front hip. And when I do that, I'm really placing emphasis on the glutes there. Then my next and one of my last circuits is going to be to develop the posterior chain. First, I'm gonna start with band good mornings. I'm gonna have a slow eccentric, and I'm going to really focus on a fast concentric motion there. I'm gonna superset that with foam roll leg curls. So instead of having, like the Swiss ball or just a regular hamstring curl, by doing this and doing it single leg on the actual foam roller, it's very intense on the hamstrings, and that's what I'm focusing on. Finally, I'm just gonna focus on core stability. I'll probably perform some kind of circuit where I have sprinter step-ups, and I also have some kind of stability so that when I'm sprinting down the track, I'm not rotating. I have enough stability to keep my body straight as an arrow, so I'm as efficient as I can as I'm propelling myself down the track, court, or field, whichever it is. And there it is, a simple sample workout that you guys can utilize if you're trying to sprint faster. Try it out, and I'll holler at you guys next time. Yo, what's going on, fellas? Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting faster as an athlete, go ahead and click my advanced series right here, where I provide you with free lessons to make you become faster. I'll see you inside.